The project is in rural Herefordshire on Berkshire common land. It's a conservation project of an old cottage. We're the clients. It's our studio and accommodation.
First of all, we needed an office, and secondly, this ruin existed. Because our main house is a listed building, this is what's called Cottage listed. So we couldn't knock it down, and so we needed to work with the existing building.
The conservation officer couldn't identify what was valuable about this ruin other than the fact that it was old, maybe 300 years old. So we decided that everything was equally valuable about it, and that was a really key driver in the project. We wanted to preserve everything, not just the timber frame, which is normally what would be considered valuable, but we wanted to preserve the lath and plaster, the graffiti, that some of which is old, some of which is new, on the plaster surface, even the cobwebs and the ivy we wanted to preserve.
It's a pretty simple solution. You've got an old thing, very expensive to repair, so you just put a new thing over the top of it. That's the theory. It's kind of rather a dumb one-liner in many ways, but actually a dumb one-liner is really, really difficult to do. That's one thing I found out. It's all very well saying that, but it's another thing. It's really expensive and difficult to follow that through. And it's the following through of the thing which is really important.
One of the biggest challenges with this project is how to add new stuff to this old environment. What should the character of the new be? How do we define that? Should it be bland and background in order to allow the old character to stand out? Should it be made of natural material? Should it be machined industrial material? There was quite a lot of big things that we needed to add. There was a bathroom, a staircase, a kitchen, which are all very large dominant elements of architecture. So I think the biggest challenge was designing those in such a way that we let the ruin be the star attraction. There's so much about this project which is engaging, exciting, spatially interesting, rich with narrative, that nobody has designed. It's just come about because of the passing of time and weather and events. It's helped me to want to be a bit more playful in the designs that I'm working on, and to allow for perhaps a bit more of the ad hoc.
I would have quite happily knocked this whole lot down. The fact that we weren't allowed to changed everything. If we were given a free hand and allowed to knock it down, I think we could have made a very nice building, and it could have been very interesting. But could we have made it better than this? And probably the answer to that, I've got to be honest, is no. It's very difficult for me to say, but it's very difficult to compete with 300 years of history.